If you follow Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Invest, arguably the best investor of our time, and if you are familiar with her guidance for the near-term future, then you know that ARK believes that there are 5 innovation platforms evolving at the same time. These platforms cut across sectors, they cut across geographies, they cut across markets, and most importantly, they are converging with each other to spun new innovation. One of those platforms happens to be DNA sequencing, and we are currently witnessing a parabolic move from one stock in that sector getting a lot of attention from investors right now. In this video, I'm going to be talking about BNGO stock. I'll be giving you a quick rundown on why this stock is getting all of the attention that it's getting, whether it's warranted, and where I see this stock going in both the short and long term. And we're going to be starting right now. Hey, what's going on? It's Pat from Top Ticker Trades. If you're new here and you want to learn how to use stocks and options to make your portfolio go parabolic, make sure you start now by subscribing and tapping that bell so you never miss an upload. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another video. Today we're talking about BNGO stock, or Bionano, and we've got a lot to talk about. This is an exciting company with a lot of potential, and depending on how much you've invested in this company or whether you plan on investing in this company, the results could potentially be life-changing. Now, I want to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen, but before I do, I would like to ask you to please consider giving this video an early thumbs up, as it greatly, and I can't stress that enough, helps to support this channel. I put a lot of time and effort into each video so that we could all make money from the market together. And if you're not part of the family yet, I want you to join my family. We're growing fast, both as a community and financially by the day. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to tap that bell so you have access to videos as soon as they come out. But to get right on track, on March 6th, of 2020, we saw that BNGO stock fell to around 76 cents per share and even down to as low as 25 cents per share shortly after. So the stock has been struggling for months after and even got a delisting notice. Then on December 29th, 2020, everything changed when the stock broke that $1 mark and ended up going to $1.33. So what is this company, Bionano Genomics, and what exactly do they do? Bionano is a genome analysis company providing tools and services based on its Saphyr system to scientists and clinicians conducting genetic research and patient testing, and providing diagnostic testing for those with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, and other neurodevelopmental disabilities through its Lineagen business. Bionano's Saphyr system is a platform for ultra-sensitive and ultra-specific structural variation detection that enables researchers and clinicians to accelerate the search for new diagnostics and therapeutic targets, and to streamline the study of changes in chromosomes, which is known as cytogenetics. The Saphyr system is comprised of an instrument, chip consumables, reagents, and a suite of data analysis tools and genome analysis services to provide access to data generated by the Saphyr system for researchers who prefer not to adopt the Saphyr system in their labs. Lineagen has been providing genetic testing services to families and their healthcare providers for over 9 years and has performed over 65,000 tests for those with neurodevelopmental concerns. But let's talk about more recent action here, shall we? So if you're depending on recent articles for news or for an explanation as to why this stock is up nearly 354% in the last week and more than 700% in the last month, then you might be under the impression that the rally is due, in part at least, to a 180-day extension given by the NASDAQ for the company to regain compliance. However, this isn't very likely of an explanation, as the stock was naturally very close to meeting requirements at the time of this extension, and there were rumors circulating, which we will get into in just a moment, that are a more likely catalyst for the big move. But first, let's quickly take a look at some recent events that may be responsible for kicking off this rally and talk about why they may be the catalyst behind the spark. I want to start with a study from October, which no one's talking about. It's a research study published by Weill Cornell Medical School that revealed that Bionano's Saphyr played an essential role in identifying 3 previously unknown genetic mutation types in cancer. So the Saphyr system played a key role in a research study by Marcin Imelinsky, a PhD assistant professor of pathology and laboratory medicine at Weill Cornell Medical School, which was published in the peer-reviewed journal Cell. The study identified 3 new distinct classes of structural variations in the DNA of thousands of cancer samples across multiple cancer types, and used Saphyr to characterize the precise structure and genomic location of these variations. These previously unknown types of complex rearrangements help explain different mechanisms that enable cancer cells to expand and grow rapidly while simultaneously evading natural defense mechanisms and treatment. With the addition of Bionano's Saphyr data, the study demonstrated that these structural variants generate a large number of fusion proteins and represent therapeutic targets and or prognostic biomarkers of disease progression. While cancer genomes traditionally have been studied with a combination of low-resolution cytogenetic methods or with next-generation sequencing, Bionano's Saphyr instrument provides long-range data that enables a high-resolution, long-range view into the cancer genome and cancer biology. Dr. Imelinsky explained how short-read data alone is unable to resolve the structure of these newly discovered structural variants because short reads provide a very local view of the genome, and further explained how integrating long-range data generated by Bionano's optical mapping technology was essential to obtaining a complete understanding of these structures, including their biological significance. So by combining the NGS with Bionano's genome imaging data, they were able to discover, analyze, and fully characterize these novel variants that were so large and complex that they were hidden in plain sight from traditional sequencing methods. Then, just a week later, we find out that the Saphyr system is shown to be indispensable for the analysis of certain genetic disease-causing variants. And essentially here we find out that short-read and long-read sequencing technologies cannot span large segments of the genome. Only Bionano's optical mapping technology can image single molecules that are so long that they span the segmental duplications. And if you're not noticing the pattern here yet, then look at this. Another week after that, we get some more news, and this time it's talking about Bionano Genomics releasing a major update to its suite of software tools that simplifies clinical analysis, reduces time to actionable results, and makes adoption by clinical labs even easier. So, since the launch of the Saphyr in 2017, this was basically the most significant update to its suite of software tools for data analysis. And this new version contains over 100 new features and versions designed to simplify and accelerate every step in data analysis workflow and makes Bionano's data much easier to interpret. Essentially, this company is putting out news every single week. I mean, pretty much every week, which is a really good sign, and which also explains why the stock has been moving up consistently for quite a period of time. Now, another thing I want to say is that the news here is pretty big on most of these. I actually tried to give y'all just the most important headlines, but the more I look, the more I dig into this company, the more I realize is that the news here is pretty significant. For example, there's multi-center evaluations of Bionano's optical genome mapping by cytogenetics thought leaders in the United States, which led to recommendation for the Saphyr to replace karyotyping as a first-line test for detection and identification of structural and copy number variants in leukemia patients. And basically what happened here is that the Saphyr not only detected 100% of all of the clinically relevant SVs and CNVs that were previously detected by the standard of care methods, but it also provided additional actionable data in 24% of those cases. This is huge. But perhaps the biggest news that we've received so far came on December the 21st, when Bionano Genomics announced that they achieved a key milestone with their software update for its Saphyr system that increases the throughput to 96 human genomes per week and adds Saphyr Assure for monitoring the system health. The Saphyr's annual throughput has increased by 1,400% since 2017. This was mainly driven by its growing use, but I think there was also another catalyst involved. And if you'll recall to a previous part in this video when I told you that there were some rumors going around that were likely behind, or that were the catalyst behind the big move that we saw just recently, well, we're going to get into those rumors right now, and they start with Twitter. So what you're looking at on your screen right now is a guy named Simon Barnett. He's an analyst, or a genomics analyst that works for ARK Invest, and he's being asked by a guy named Wosu Bosu. He says, "Simon, thanks for the thread. What do you know about Bionano's Saphyr, or Saphyr technology, and how this could be used by a bigger player in the space like Illumina or others? Thanks for your feedback." Now, Simon initially, this was back in August, he says, "Thanks for the question. I think Saphyr is a very unique and clever platform. However, it's a unidimensional system optimized to solve tricky structural variants. It's clunky to embed in workflows that are converging to other sequencers." And then in another tweet, but also during the same time frame of August, he says, "The low capital cost seems to be keeping the system around, but I think it's too low throughput to be in the clinic, and the SV calling accuracy seems to be accruing to PacBio." So this sucks, of course, and pretty much, is like a kick in the nuts for any guy that's listening to this and invested in this company. But this guy named Skip Campbell never gives up. He says, "Thanks for your answers on this, Simon. I agree, but anxious to watch their rate of innovation." And now, the 24th of December, we see Skip come back and he says, "Noticed BNGO is starting to solve their throughput issue with a software update." And if you didn't fall asleep and were paying attention to everything we just went over earlier, then you know that this is so true, and that BNGO, or Bionamo, has really accomplished a lot. So this explains why Simon Barnett would be so excited, and he says, "Indeed, really cool to see this, dude. It's another company on the long list of great receives surfaced by my awesome follower base." So pretty much what he's trying to do is downplay Skip's role here by saying his awesome follower base, but in all reality, the truth is that it wasn't his awesome follower base. It was just one man. It was Skip Campbell, or at least that's his handle on Twitter. And he says, "Congratulations at E. Homlin and BNGO team," pretty much trying to play it off like, "Simon, we don't need you here." And then he's like, "I'm looking forward to listening to your company's next quarterly report and what you envision next." Like pretty much rubbing it in Simon's face like, "Oh yeah, they're envisioning something great, like big things are fixing to come," even though he spelled envision wrong, but it's still cool. Then Simon comes back, and we can totally see where Skip's mind games here worked. And now we know that they'll work on anybody. So we're going to get Skip to keep doing this kind of stuff. But anyhow, now Simon's really desperate, and he's like, "I'd love to speak with at E. Homlin, if possible only. I've got lots of questions, and as always, am keen to learn." So now he's admitting he wants to learn from the CEO of BNGO, which, depending on how you interpret that, could really be saying something. And now I see why all this FOMO is going down, and people are just buying into this stock like there's no tomorrow. But to be fair, after digging into this company for many hours today and a little bit before that, I can tell you right now that there's a lot to like about this company, and this is one of those companies that could make you rich and pay for your kids' college if everything goes according to plan. But also at the same time, it's a very risky company, and it's risky from a few different perspectives. One, pretty much this is a penny stock, so any type of risks you can expect from a penny stock you can expect here. One of the biggest factors here would be share dilution. Expect that to happen. But as we already know from trading other penny stocks or investing in them, such as Nano Dimension, and I'm sure that a lot of you, if you're into this stock because of ARK Invest, and I assume that a lot of you will be, then you may be in Nano Dimension because of ARK Invest. And as we all know, or anyone that's ever traded or invested in Nano Dimension, they tend to do some stock dilution or share offerings quite a bit. Now, I doubt that we're going to see that same type of share dilution out of this company, but you are going to see some share dilution, and you can probably expect share dilution to take place pretty quickly as long as these prices stay up. But let's address a couple of issues here. So do I think that ARK Invest is going to invest in this company? Well, the truth is that I do not believe that ARK Invest will invest in this company until we see FDA approval, which is the reason that ARK Invest holds such a big position in Pack B, but not in this stock here. Now, they are showing interest, I will admit that, but after going through that dude's Twitter account for, I don't know, over an hour, I see that he's talking about a lot of similar stocks, or he's mentioned quite a few, and telling other people that he's interested in learning and talking to him, or would be interested in talking to him. So I don't necessarily think that's like the biggest thing in the world, but I do think that it's pretty significant. And with that out there, I mean, I can see people going crazy over this stock because they're going to speculate that ARK Invest is going to buy in regardless. And also everybody on their social media accounts is going to put this out everywhere, which has already obviously happened. So people are, FOMOing in, or at least they have been. But this company, like I'd said before, does have some promising things going on that I really like. For one, I shared a bunch of news with you guys, or a bunch of catalysts. These are very big catalysts. Now, with some of the risk already being off the table or coming close to being off the table, for example, that 180-day extension, that even though I don't think in itself is a huge catalyst, and the company still has a few days to go at being above $1 until that risk is completely off the table. But alongside with the other news that we've gotten and their technology, I'm no expert in this field, but from what I'm reading and looking at and the amount of news that we're seeing constantly, I feel very, very good about their technology, unless I hear otherwise, somebody coming out and telling me different. But by all appearances, I mean, these are pretty legit sources that are coming out and basically applauding their technology. So I think for long term, this is definitely a good investment, but at the same time, it's still a very risky investment. So I want you guys to understand that you could possibly lose all your money here. So, or majority of it at the least. So be very careful with that. But something else that I do want to mention is that from what I'm reading and from what this company is putting out, what's being put out about them, it appears that this company is significantly better than Pack B because, for one, the technology, one of them has a genome sequencing technology, which would be Pack B, and then BNGO uses genome mapping, which are two different things. So the method that's used by PacBio, which is sequencing, reveals only 72% of the large structure variations that Bionano's optical genome mapping, or OGM, detected across 32 different human genomes. And Bionano's technology is significantly cheaper to use. I mean, it's not even in the same ballpark. I mean, it's ridiculously cheaper. We're talking about one of them is $10,000 to $20,000 per genome, while the other one is around $500. But I think we can wrap it up. So let me tell you guys what I expect to happen here in the short term. So I'm expecting more upside for sure until at least closer to the catalyst dates of January 11th through the 15th, which is when they're going to be presenting. Now, Specifically, what I expect is extremely volatile movement in intraday trading, which, especially if this thing continues to go higher. But so, for example, if the stock were to quickly run up to $10, it would pretty much would not surprise me to see it, but it would pull back to, $6 or $7 intraday. So kind of expect those type of moves. Now, of course, afterwards, it's very possible that it will go back to the same levels that they dropped from. So just keep that in mind as well. If you guys remember Veru, or Veru, however you want to pronounce it, it's pretty much going to trade like that, like one of those type of companies. So expect that. Biotech stocks are extremely volatile by nature, so you'll have a lot of day traders in this thing, and also a lot of swing traders, and they are going to want to take profits and pretty much be out of there. So with the swing traders, those are going to be the ones that will dump their shares right before the 13th or the 11th. I'm sorry. You'll also have the group that will take their initial investment off the table and maybe keep the rest. So that's going to happen about the same time as the swing traders. Those two groups are closely related. But what I'm interested in is finding out, what you guys think about this company and what you guys are doing with this stock. If you're holding it, whether you're selling it, trading it, whatever the case may be, let me know down in the comments below. While I have you here, I wanted to quickly tell you about the brand new First Trade app, available for mobile or PC. The platform will give you access to powerful and easy to use tools and allows you to trade with less restrictions, zero commissions, zero fees, and you can use the first link in the description below to download a free stock today without having to deposit any money. This will greatly help out the channel and is always appreciated. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Congrats, ladies and gentlemen, you've made it to the end of the video. If you like what you watched, make sure you subscribe, because I put out videos just like this one every single day. And please do me a favor and smash that like button if I helped you in any way, because it really goes a long way in helping the channel out and keeps me motivated to make videos every single day. Now, there's a lot of work involved, a lot of research, and a lot of time and effort into editing and putting these out daily for you guys. You can subscribe from your screen right now, or if you want to watch one of my other videos, I'm sure YouTube has some good content picked out for you on the left-hand side of your screen now. Thanks for sticking it out with me till the end, and I will see you guys in the next video.